And we're back. Not looking good right now for McLoven. Ain't seen the starting lineup in a minute. Bucket's done decreased for a while. Oh, just gotta get out this slump. Gotta bad right now.
Let's check out the Sprite ice cold keys to the game. And looking at Chicago,
Play D
what's the
Rose.
key against the Bucks?
Well, Kev, it's all about valuing the pumpkin. Take
clowned
care of
our
the ball.
boy
They've been
Barry.
red hot over the last 11 games. The turnover story
Yeah,
has
many
really been
buckets
important.
was-
Minimizing the turnovers, squeezing
We
the
actually
orange. They've
got a
gotten much
guard.
better in that area. As a result, they're more efficient. One thing you've got to try to do is disrupt their rhythm and flow. Make them uncomfortable. Try to force them into mistakes.
And Clark, since we're talking about the keys, how about Milwaukee? What's going to be the key for them?
The catalyst for this team is Jose Calderon. He's a playmaker, but he's also a marksman from behind the three-pointer.
Another foreign player coming to the NBA and succeeding at that position.
Very composed and confident and knows exactly what his team needs from him.
Well, it makes an intriguing matchup. Thanks, Clark. Here's Dang. Jose Calderon missing from long
It
range.
sucks when you watch your team just sell when you not even still on the court.
Rose from short range. Almost a three-point opportunity. Instead, he'll go to the line for two. You talk about making a quick transition from college, really from high school to college to pro basketball. What about Derrick Rose of the Chicago Bulls?
Absolutely phenomenal, Kevin. Strong, explosive. But the most impressive thing to me about Derrick Rose is his
Rose with the ball. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. Into Noah. And it'll go the other way. The Bulls turn it over. Defeated by the Bobcats in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Well, I think they squandered a lot of opportunities by trying to play catch-up from downtown. I mean, if you're hitting 35, 40% from beyond the arc, okay, that's fine. That's one thing. But to keep banging your head against the wall when you're not getting through, that's not smart.
Shot's good from Mbaamute.
That's where you're going to get the high percentage looks. Easy two there.
To Dang. Thomas a screen. For three. Rose. Good.
Oh
Great
my
pick there.
God.
The defender was stopped in his track, and it freed up the easy basket.
Here's Shorty. Nails the baby hook. Now here's Heinrich. 8 points his last outing. Rose with the ball. Right wing. 19 feet away. The shot by Heinrich no good.
That was a judgment call. He took a quick shot there, but I thought it was a pretty good look.
Here's Red. Buries the short-range jumper.
Beautiful delivery with the bounce pass. He kept it away from the defense, which set up the shot perfect.
Knocked loose. Rose. The shot is off, and it's Milwaukee the other way. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
Keeping starters out of foul trouble will be a key. They didn't do it the last time these teams played, and that's why they lost when they met.
Rose with the ball, averaging 22 points a game. That first string does no good on the bench, Clark. None.
No, they're not hired to be assistant coaches. You're not paying them to cheerlead or coach. Careless fouls are a coach's nightmare, especially when it's key guys.
A fan's nightmare, too. They want to see the best players out there all the time.
Well said, well said.
And here is Red after the Bulls pick up two. Rips it down with one hand. Good for the three-point play. Rose with the ball. 1:24 left in the first. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. playing as a team so crucial. Let's see the NBA's best.
This is a team that gets great enjoyment out of making the pass that leads to the score. As a matter of fact, they like giving the ball up more than they like scoring it themselves. They really rely on each other and trust in each other at the offensive end.
The Bulls will hold on to it. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Take a look at the Bulls. They're 7th right now. Not a bad spot, but certainly they'd like to string together a run of wins. And checking out Milwaukee, way down the ladder.
You know, anytime you face your rival, Kevin, you have no problem at all getting up for the game. I mean, you're ramped up more than normal. There's bad history typically. There's some love-hate relationship. But there's also admiration and respect and the desire to beat that team more than others.
Out of bounds. Touched last by the Bucks. Miller is in at center. Here's Miller. We saw him with 10 points last game. 5 on the shot clock. With a wide open look. Good.
He got the ball inside, and when the D closed in, he just kicked it out to the open man. Simple, but beautiful.
So it's Milwaukee now. Mbah-a-Moute, right block. Here's Shorty. Kisses it off the glass and in. He's got 7.
Nice speed. That's the way to keep the ball moving.
Chicago trailing here. Here's Heinrich. All alone, drops it in. So it's Milwaukee now. 37 seconds left in the first quarter. Down low. To Red. Shorty. From close range. It's a little short, but gets the friendly roll.
Passes like that are fun to watch. Beautiful feed inside for the score. He placed it perfectly, Kevin.
Now here's Heinrich. Rose. Drains the easy jumper. He's got 5.
That's exactly what a coach wants him to get his shot, Kevin. Right there from mid-range.
The Bucks with
Calderon funny.
Well, Kevin, they've really made a point of getting into the lane and scoring the ball inside. If I had to point out an area for...
Welcome to the start of the second quarter, and so far it's been a great game, closely contested by both teams. Now Calderon. 11-point game his last outing. So it's Milwaukee in the paint. Warwick inside. Thomas is on him.
Well, the defense put pressure on him, and frankly, he'll miss some of those even when he's wide open.
Here's Heinrich. It's in for 3. 7 points in the game.
This is called you must extend your defense, especially on the three-point marksman.
To Warwick. Here's Petrus. Thomas snatches it inside.
An outstanding pick there, and he still couldn't get the basket. Next time he gets a look that good, he's got to make it count.
Rose with the ball. 5 points in the game. Five on the shot clock. Rose. No good. And the Bucks going the other way right now. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
You know, we watched what they did, or rather did not do. I mean, the flimsy Swiss cheese defense can't be expected to hold up. You got to show more moxie and resistance than that.
Here's Dang. Connects from in close. Sweet touch by the 6-year veteran out of Duke. And here are the Bucks now. They trail by 1. Tipped. Chicago leading.
You have to play smart with the ball in your hand.
Just over 3 minutes left in the second. Tries to drop it in, but it won't go. Here comes Rose. Here's Heinrich. Beautiful feed by Rose.
He's a streaky shooter, but when he gets it going, he can put points on the board in a real hurry.
To the inside, Petrus gently drops it in. When healthy, Michael Petrus can help any team in the league.
Yeah, I love his energy. I like his defensive ability as well. He's a legitimate 6'5" or 6", can shoot the three, runs the floor, gets after people defensively. I mean, you're right. Any team benefits from the attributes that he brings to the table.
Here's Salmons trying to claw his way back after a terrible showing in that loss to Charlotte. The Bucks trail. And here's what's in store for next Wednesday. It'll be the Orlando Magic playing on the road. They will take on the Nuggets in the Mile High City at the Pepsi Center. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip-off.
You can count on it that both teams want to win.
Yep. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Jose Calderon making his last shot. Noah was parked down low and got hit with the 3-second call. Some of the best free throw shooters in the NBA. Let's highlight them. You take a look at Calderon, 4th in the league, and as consistent as they come at the free throw line.
Boy, his routine is flawless. He does the same thing every time, and the result is pretty much the same. Cash money from the strike.
Here's Shorty. Yes! And the foul. It's going to be on Kurt Heinrich. He completes the three-point play. Now here's Heinrich. 9 points in the game so far. To the left wing. Noah with it. He's guarded by Mbamute.
I like the job they're doing. A much better job of getting him involved in the offense here in the second quarter.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. The Bucks going with the new group. And here are the Bucks now. 1:41 left in the half. Here's Shorty. The shot is off, so the Bulls will take it the other way. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. To Pargo. Johnson. To Pargo. Heinrich. Connects from downtown. 14 points for him.
After having none in the first, he gets 2 3-point shots to go here.
Here's Miller. He's guarded by Mbamute. Here's Pargo. Misses the 3 after the nice pump fake.
Kevin, he got a decent look there, and you want to see him continue to shoot that shot.
The steal by the Bulls.
If they want to go 2 for 1, they'll have to speed it up.
All alone. Finishes with the soft touch. They're leading 27-24. 5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Shorty guarded by Heinrich.
No shot. Oh, come on, man. Watch him up.
Connects on the tough shot. They cut it to 1. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Here's Heinrich. No luck on the 3-point attempt. Now Bell.
Man, there's been a lot of offense so far. Both sides are having no problems finding the net.
Widest show so far, that's for sure. The clock runs out and we're heading to halftime. The score, 27-26. And now the T-Mobile halftime report. Let's have a look at the teams. Start of the third quarter here. We've got a close one for you. Glad you could join us as we get underway. Now Calderon, averaging 8 points a game. And here are the Bucks now. The lead is 2. Red. Kept alive. Here's Shorty. Tries to lay it in, but it doesn't go.
Looked like he had the angle. That's a bad miss that close to the goal.
Here's Dang. He's against Ward. Over at Mbamute. Calderon pulls it in.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper he wanted, but off target.
Puts up the baby hook. Shot's good from Mbamute. Chicago trailing here. Swing pass. Here's Heinrich. A miss three.
Tough break there, Kev. He found an opening on the floor and got a nice clear look. Just didn't convert.
They made me run to the
to Salmons. Lays it in off the glass.
Way to distribute the basketball.
Milwaukee in the lead. Mbamute. Fades back. Derrick Rose grabs the miss.
I think the defense was crowding him a little bit, threw him off some, so he had to fade just to get room to shoot, and then couldn't adjust.
Now here's Heinrich. 14 points for him. 6 seconds to shoot. Rose. Calderon pulls it in.
It's not been a day to remember, but if they get the win, I'm sure being the team player that he is, he'll be fine.
Chicago on D. A 2-point game.
The defense has to know what's coming here. They've got to get to the shooters. I mean, it's that simple. Get out to the shooters and challenge the shot.
Rose is called for the charge. That's his first foul of the game. On offense here, the Bucks. It's a 5-point game. And here is Red. It's a 5-point game. To 0. 6-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here is Mbamute. Nails it from close range. He has 6.
Well, it's almost impossible to miss when the D is playing that soft.
Here's Rose. In close. Gets the bucket and the foul.
Soft stuff.
Good for the 3-point play. So it's Milwaukee now. They lead by 4. Shorty. We've reached the end of the third, and it's been an exciting game. The score, 42-38. Welcome back to what's been a fantastic game. Closely contested by two teams that obviously want to win it very badly as we begin play in this much-anticipated fourth quarter. Here's Salmons. Right now averaging 11 points a game. Here's Dang. Drops it in from beyond the arc.
Explosive offense. These two teams have been going at each other this entire game.
Here comes Calderon. Here's Shorty. Shot is off. So the Bulls will take it the other way.
Damn.
Leads him with the pass. Rose. It's good.
When the margin's this tight, every basket starts to take on a little bit more meaning.
To 0. Here's Thomas. Gets in close. Flies in for the layup.
Great pass into the lane. They'll take that one every time.
Chicago calls timeout. And moments ago, our very own Cheryl Miller had a chance to speak with Vinny Del Negro. Cheryl?
Thanks, guys. He told his team to stretch out defensively and really put pressure on the ball. He says we've got to get in their face, take them out of their comfort zone. He wants to see deflection and steals. Back to you, Kev.
Okay, thanks, Cheryl.
Those are exactly the kind of plays that coaches just love to see. Get in there and run down those missed shots and pound them home.
Now Calderon. Shorty buries it.
Kevin, this has really been a competitive, fun game.
Here comes Rose. It's a one-point game. Here's Rose. Shot's good.
They've been trading buckets and trading leads. What outstanding competitors out there.
Now Calderon. Shorty. And it's John Salmons with the rebound.
Well, he doesn't have the softest touch. And with the D right in his face, that made all the difference.
Here's Salmons. No good. And it's Milwaukee the other way. Shorty can't hit the jumper after freeing himself up with the pump fake. To Dang. Salmons launches it. And Amute gets the board inside. Here's Shorty on the paint. Deflected. Chicago leading. Rose with the ball. Intercepted.
Kevin, he's having some problem holding on to the orange right now. I mean, during the first half, he had just one miscue.
Shorty, that's good. The Bulls will call a full timeout. They're down by one. 1:52 left to the fourth. Tipped away. Chicago trailing here. He was looking great earlier on. Doesn't seem to be as in here in the second half.
You know, sometimes that halftime break can cause a player to lose his focus and he can go a little brain neutral on you, but hopefully he can regroup and get it back.
Shift gears.
Yeah, hopefully.
Rose with the ball. He's got 16. With one on the clock, and the basket good.
Kevin, that's what you expect from him. When the pressure's at its highest, with the game on the line, that's when he's at his best.
Now Calderon.
My goodness, tenacious D, and that's a big-time play.
Here's Dang. To the baseline. Goes up. Rose leads the game in assists.
Great assist on that basket. He's seeing the floor well, and he's making some beautiful passes.
Here's Red. Laid in softly off the glass.
Huge bucket. Man, what a game.
Noah is in at center. Rose with the ball. Noah with it. Thomas is there. Baseline jumper. So it's Milwaukee. They trail by one. Shorty. It falls.
He's not normally a prolific scorer, but he's giving them a big lift in this one.
Big possession. The crowd on the edge of their seats. To Salmons. Leads him in.
Got a foul to give here if they need it.
Now Calderon. 20 seconds left in the fourth. Here's Shorty inside. Flips it in for two.
Kevin, that was so clutch. Now they really need a defensive stand.
The Bulls will take their very last timeout. They're losing by one. 13 seconds left in the game. Mark, what do you think?
Rose has been sizzling. We'd like to see him get the ball out of this timeout.
Rose with the ball. 16 points for him. Fires the three. Gets it to go.
What a shot. I can't believe that one went down. When you're hot, you're hot.
They're trailing by 2. 4 seconds left to the fourth. Clark, what's your take?
They simply need a basket here, Kevin. With this much time left, I'd attack the basket and try to get something in the paint.
Holder on. Blocked. Tracked down by the Bucks. Turnover by the Bucks. Milwaukee is just getting everything they want inside.
Points in the paint have been the story
we just
so
love
far.
because Carter
I don't
on.
think it's going to change unless this team starts defending with physicality, bodying up without foul.
The Bulls with a thrilling victory as they defeat the Bucks 56-54. Derrick Rose is the Jordan Brand player of the game in some solid numbers.
Well, he was the initiator and the playmaker for their offense, Kevin. He kept his head up and created a bunch of easy scores with his passing.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Cheryl Miller, and me, Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports.
In a nutshell, I will call your performance dominating. Your shot selection was outstanding tonight. Some of them didn't fall, but that doesn't mean they weren't good shots. Taking the right shots gives your team the best chance possible to win games. Next, I don't think your man is feeling too good about his game. After all, most of his shots were bad shots. Your defense was smothering, you know? Playing great defense when your man has the ball isn't really that hard. It just takes hard work and effort. There really isn't much else I can say that hasn't already been said.
Yeah. All right, Lake. Chat, that was just about to piss me off. I'm being honest.
Well, it's time for the Sprite ice-cold keys to the game. All right, so Clark, taking a look at the Bucks, what's going to be the key for them?
Well, Kevin, you know, it all comes down to how well they handle Pau Gasol. He's got the top field goal percentage in the league, and for good reason. He's a terrific finisher around the basket, uses both hands effectively, and understands how to take advantage of angles.
As we take a look at the Lakers, what's the key against the Bucks?
Well, Kev, it's all about valuing the pump. Take care of the ball. They've been on a tear over the last 10 games.
And here are the Bucks now. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
I don't think the outcome here, Kevin, was determined until very late in the game. I mean, the tough battle this one was throughout. And when the seesaw ended, it was still close. But they ended up with the short end of the stick.
Oh! Flushes it with the one-handed jam. On defense, the Bucks. This is the second time they've matched up against Los Angeles.
I think they fell short on the defensive side of the ball, at that end of the floor. I think had they played a little tougher, a more cohesive game when they didn't have the orange, they would have had a bigger game than they did.
And here is Bryant. Last time out, he had 38 points. 5 on the goal.
The vertical game is in full effect. Look out below.
To the inside. Got a hand on it. Here are the Lakers with the ball. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
So often, much of basketball comes down to a few key opportunities, a few key plays. Later on, they had their chances, but I think they gave them away early.
Kept alive. Here's our test. It's good. Nice offensive rebound. It seems like wherever Ron Artest has gone, that team has been perked up. Some way, somehow, a former defensive player of the year as he is, makes defense contagious. He brings a new energy to a team.
Yeah, his energy as well as his volatility impacts a team. And you like to see the energy more than the volatility.
Yes.
Because he is a force. Guards every position on the floor, does it with vigor, and then can give you points at the offensive end. Draws fouls, can post up, and can make the three. I mean, he's one of the most unique players in the game, but also one of the most violent.
So it's the Lakers now. After Michael Redd scored, Artest beats the shot clock, but doesn't get the shot to fall. Here's Thomas. Lays it in off the glass.
Those are the shot opportunities you want, right in the lane.
And here comes Kobe Bryant. Right now averaging 31 points a game. To Bryant. Shoots it up. Nails the easy jumper.
Just put the ball in his hands, Kevin, and watch him go to work. He's going to make something good happen.
With the traveling violation.
Traveling.
Let's take a moment now to check out the top scorers around the league.
Oh my gosh, y'all!
Kobe
You
Bryant,
can't.
among the league leaders, fourth in scoring.
With his unbelievable scoring ability, he is such a security blanket, not only for his teammates, but for his coaches. I mean, this is a guy that you can count on to produce night in and night out at a high level because there's just not anything he can't do at the offensive end of the floor. It really makes the coach's job a lot easier. Just give him the ball and let him do his thing.
The Lakers made such a great acquisition when they got Pau Gasol. I laugh when I see it, as you do too, because you wonder how that even happened.
Yeah, it looked like somebody got bamboozled on that one, but clearly the Lakers benefited in that Gasol is a perfect complement to Kobe Bryant, to Lamar Odom, to the rest of that Lakers club, and that he's a big guy that can step away from the basket and score. Actually, him and Bynum together are a tremendous tandem, but he brings a varied skill set, and that helps the Lakers be championship caliber.
The Lakers in the lead, so timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. Look at the Lakers. Here in the middle of the season, they're in great shape, sitting atop the conference. And checking out San Antonio, right on their heels. Pau Gasol. Last time out, he had 13 points. Here's Bynum. Buries the short-range jumper.
They're really doing a nice job, a really good job of getting everything they want in this quarter. Just good, solid basketball.
And here is Redd. 6-point game. Shorty backs in. 6 seconds to shoot. Redd sinks it off the pick.
Well, it wasn't a textbook pick, but he still managed to score. Good concentration on the finish.
Dumps it off. Here's Artest. Off from three-point land. The Bucks trail. Calderon. Throws it up. Trying to convert on the alley-oop, but snatched away. And the Lakers have possession. They lead by 4. Here's Farmar. Drops it in from 12 feet.
Kicked it to the right guy at the right time. That's a good pass.
The shot misses. The Lakers have taken the early lead.
Well, they've been the beneficiary of quite a few turnovers. They've made fewer mistakes, and that's why they're ahead.
We're at the end of one. The score, 14-8. And here we go, ready for some more good action in the second quarter. And the Lakers have possession. 6-point game. And looking at next Wednesday, it's going to be Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic. They will take on the Nuggets in the Mile High City at the Pepsi Center. Tip-off time, 7 o'clock Eastern.
It'll be fun to watch.
Gasol hits the jump hook. He's got 6. Here's Milwaukee now, trailing here by 8. Next up for them is going to be the Suns. That'll be at the U.S. Airways Center. That will be their second of 6 road games for the team. Here's Jennings. Yes, from downtown.
Well, the D will live with that one. That's really not his range. So even though he bagged the 3, I figure they'll still let him shoot those.
Bucks on D. It's a 5-point game. Inside to Gasol. He's against Ward. Fires from the elbow.
The defense couldn't close out on the mid-range J, and the shooter made him pay.
Jennings wasn't watching the line there. That's going to be an over and back. And we always talk about getting good looks. Here's who's doing the best of it in the NBA. You take a look at Gasol, leading the league in field goal percentage. He always gets good looks.
Field goal percentage is always a function of the kinds of shots you take. And this guy here, I tell you what, not only does he make a high percentage of his shots, but he takes good shots on a regular basis.
So it's the Lakers now, leading by 5.
Hey, get there, get there. Pop me, baby.
Here's Gasol. Guides it back in with the soft tap. He has 6.
He is so good on the offensive glass, in part because he assumes every shot is a miss. That's why he was ready for the tip in.
And here is Red. 11-point game his last outing. Inside.
Oh, easy lay-in there. The D cannot allow that to happen.
So it's the Lakers now. It's Kobe Bryant on the wing. Dumps it off. Elsa got caught sagging into the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. Yesterday, there was some action in the NBA. Let's have a look. A good game for the Magic at Amway Arena. A loss for the Atlanta Hawks. The Knicks lose one on the road. The Rockets come out with the win. Out in Charlotte, the Bobcats pick up the win. The Memphis Grizzlies dropping that one. And back to the game we go.
Kobe Bryant is one of the game's top point makers. But it's not just all about scoring. He scores because his footwork complements his agility, and his savvy and smarts are at the top of the charts.
Connects on the baseline jumper. Now Calderon, averaging 8 points a game. And looking at next Wednesday, it'll be Joe Johnson and the Atlanta Hawks as they take on the Washington Wizards. It all gets underway at 7 o'clock Eastern.
You can count on it that both teams want to win.
Yep. So it's the Lakers now, following the bucket by the Bucks. Here's Powell. Puts in the agile reverse layup.
What an acrobatic finish. I love the dunk, but you got to give it up for that kind of layup.
Here comes Calderon. Passes back outside. Michael Red is on the wing, averaging 23 points per contest. Here's Thomas. It's hauled in by Artest. The Lakers in the lead. Dumps it off. Drains the easy jumper. 6 points for him.
Great assist on that basket. He's seeing the floor well, and he's making some beautiful passes.
To Red. Calderon. Here is Mbalamute. Whips it in off the sweet pick.
Great pick there. The defender was stopped in his track, and it freed up the easy basket.
Timeout called the Lakers. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You look at Atlanta, best team in the conference, really having a nice season and looking to maintain that through the playoffs. And of course, Milwaukee, just way behind. Here's Vujicic. To Walton. Here's Artest. No luck on the three-point attempt. There comes Calderon. "35 seconds left in the second. Petrus from short range. No good. And the Lakers go with it the other way. Here's Odom. Kisses it off the glass and in.
Easy look in the paint. The defense got abused there.
And here are the Bucks now, trailing by 10. Tipped. Here's Delfino. Nails the buzzer beater.
Oh my goodness, what a shot, just in the nick of time. Money time. The Lakers have been on a scoring tear, Kevin.
Yeah, they've really been hot. And that concludes the first half. The score, 27-19. Now it's time for our T-Mobile halftime report. All right, let's look at the team stats. Lakers built a nice lead thanks to their precision ball movement.
That's right, Kevin. Just look at all those assists. That's good team basketball.
You have to like what we're seeing. Hi, fans, and welcome. They're ready to start the second half of this game, so let's get on with the action. So it's the Lakers now. 8-point game. Bynum to the right corner. Kobe. Farmar leads the game in assists.
They say the mid-range game is becoming a lost art in the NBA.
Bynum down low. Thomas is there.
You know, he's gotten a little bit too casual here for my liking with the ball in his half after committing no turnovers in the first half.
Red's shot is right there. And here is Bryant. 5 points in the game. To Gasol. Perimeter. The handoff to Gasol. Gets the bucket. He's got 8. And you're right, Clark. He seems to be playing softer as the game progresses.
Yeah, and that's not a good sign. I mean, the ball's in his hands, and he's got to do a better job of taking care of it. He just has to be a little more intense and sharp with the ball handling.
And here is Bryant after Michael Redd scored. From close range, Lakers give up possession. Teams value the three so much nowadays. Let's check out the best at it. Look at the Lakers. They're going to hurt you bad from outside.
Multiple three-point shooters spaced out behind the three-point line. It's a nightmare for an opposing coach. I mean, these guys love the three-point shot, and they take full advantage of their outstanding shooters by using it a whole lot every game.
Shorty backs him down. On the paint, finishes with the soft touch.
Looks like they've made some adjustments, some good ones. They've really come out focused here in the second half. That's impressive.
Good-looking screen by Gasol. Off the pitch, and Los Angeles turns it over. And here's what's in store tomorrow night at 7:30. It'll be Kevin Garnett and the Boston Celtics. They'll face the visiting Atlanta Hawks. That one gets underway at 7:30 Eastern.
We'll see how it plays out.
So it's Milwaukee now. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. The one-year college requirement, Clark, is interesting. We're seeing kids now come out after their freshman year, some after their sophomore year in college. Is it helping or hurting college? And is it helping or hurting the NBA?
Well, I think it's a mixed bag at this point. It's only been a couple of years now that we've had the mandatory go-to-college rule for high school players. They've got to at least spend a year in college, and at that point they can determine whether they go to the NBA. I think 1 year of college is better than none. I certainly think 2 or 3 years of college would be ideal, but right now we are where we are, and I do think it has a negative impact in some cases on the colleges and on the pro game. Pros don't get fully or more developed players from a physical standpoint and a maturity standpoint. At the college level, it can be very dysfunctional for a program when you have successive years where you have one-and-done players. So it's a mixed bag at this point, Kevin.
And here is Bryant. 5 points.
That's a nice finish in transition, partner. That's exactly how you run the break.
Nelson defended by Gasol. Shoots from the post. No good. And it's the Lakers taking it the other way. They've led by as much as 10. It's off his leg. And they're saying he kicked the ball. Chance now to check out the schedule for Milwaukee. They'll be matched up against Portland. That will be the third of the 6-game road trip. And the Lakers call time here. A different group set to go for the Lakers. Bucks on D. 7-point differential. Powell down low. Thomas is on it. Puts up the baby hook. Can't hit. And it's Milwaukee the other way. 1:14 left in the third. Deflected. Stolen by the Lakers.
This game.
To Vujacic. Artest leads him with the pass. The steal by Warren.
It's been a tough quarter right now. They can't seem to get in.
Here's Vujacic. Hooked loose. The Bucks trail. Clark, as you mentioned, another giveaway, another lost chance offensively. And on top of that, they're having to work more defensively.
Well, turnovers cut at you both ways. You don't get a shot, then you have to go down and play defense at the other end. I expected both teams to play well this quarter, but so far, they've been kind of disjointed, fits and starts.
Now, here's Bass, following the bucket by the Bucks. Takes the three. Nice shot by Vujacic.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
Here's Shorty. Connects from in close. 9 points in the game so far.
That's too easy. The D's got to get to him about 8 feet further out.
We're at the end of the third quarter with the score 38-34. Kobe Bryant has played well. 5 points and 6 assists.
Well,
now Calderon. To 0. The dump off to 0. Now Mbamute. Over Gasol. Shots good from Mbamute.
he can't be stopped. He's having a party out there.
The Lakers in the lead. Dumps it off. Here's Farmar. Kept alive. Artest. Hams the three.
Explosive offense. These two teams have been going at each other this entire game.
Here's Shorty. Knocks down the open jumper.
That's exactly what coaches love to see on offense. High percentage shots.
And here's Los Angeles. 3-point lead. Kobe from inside. Scooped up with the second effort.
Despite his ineffectiveness, the team has found other scoring options, which you have to have when one of your main guys is struggling.
And Mba'amute wasn't paying attention. Stepped in the line, and that's a turnover. So it's the Lakers now. They've led by as much as 10. Farmar, he's guarded by Calderon. Dumps it off. To the left side. To Artest. To Kobe. Farmar. Now Bynum. Thomas is on him.
His offense normally comes and goes, but he'll take that bucket.
There comes Calderon. Here's Shorty. It's in!
He's taken center stage here in the second half. He's been getting bucket after bucket.
And here is Bryant. Dumps it off. Farmar. Left wing. Kobe backs in. To Bynum. Shoots from 12, and the shot is good.
That's exactly the way you practice it. Hit the open man for the great look.
Here's Red. And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol.
Well, it's clear they've got the advantage on the boards in this one, Kevin.
Gasol. Two hands for safety. The Bucks still have plenty of time.
Yeah, don't worry about the scoreboard here. Just make the most of these possessions. Don't have any empty trips.
Artest with the ball. 5 points in the game. And, you know, they've definitely been more active under the glass, out rebounding, out hustling.
Yeah, and if they can continue to create those chances, Kevin, then their momentum, I think, will stay positive, and they'll be able to build on it.
And here is Red. He's got ace.
That's exactly where the coach wants him to get his shot, Kevin, right there from mid-range.
Shorty is tagged with the reach. That's his first foul of the game. And here is Bryant. 1:42 left in the game. To Mba'amute. Shot is up. And the Lakers go with it the other way. Here's Farmar. Kept alive.
Those are exactly the kind of plays that coaches just love to see. Get in there and run down those mid shots and pound them home.
Now Calderon. Here's Shorty. Laid in softly off the glass.
He's got a sky-high field goal percentage, and that's because he's been working to get good looks.
The handoff to Farmer. Leads him in. Kobe takes it up, lays it in. Sweet time to lead him to the rack.
He's starting to pick up his game in this half.
Here's Red. Nails the tray.
This is called you must extend your defense, especially on the three-point marks.
Good looking screen by Gasol. The dump off to Farmer. Kobe. He's guarded by Mba'amute. 6 seconds to shoot. Nice job on the assist by Kobe. And he's got a double-double.
I'm trying, y'all. I can't scrap nothing.
So it's Milwaukee now. Trailing here by 8.
Great execution on the inbounds play, and they get the basket.
The Bucks are intentionally fouling. Sinks the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. can't connect on number 2. Here comes Calderon. Right up top. Inside. Gets in close. Shot's good from Mbaamute. The Lakers win the hard-fought game as they outlast the Bucks 56-51. Kobe Bryant is the Jordan Brand player of the game. Well, that's it for us. On behalf of Clark Kellogg, Cheryl Miller, and me, Kevin Harlan, thanks for tuning in to NBA Basketball on 2K.
For the most part, I was really impressed with your performance tonight. First off, you were very selective on your shots out there. That kind of patience impresses me. I've always stressed the importance of good shot selection. It's nice to see that you don't give away possessions with bad shots. Hey, I'm not sure if you're aware, but your man was lighting up the scoreboard on you out there. You're going to face different levels of talent every game. That's why it's important that you bring your A game every night. At the end of the day, I consider that to be a very solid game.
Stressing me out, y'all. They stressing me out. Um,
Since you're sitting there literally